Hello, and welcome to another edition of In-Depth Tours. This week, we'll take a look at the Dieble Road crossing in Washington, Illinois. This is located on the Toledo, Peoria, and Western Mainline that runs from Logansport, Indiana to East Peoria, Illinois. We'll start with the advanced warning protection. Both sides feature modern advanced warning signs that were installed in 2011 and 2014, but the road has no advanced warning markings in the pavement. The road itself is asphalt in both directions, and there are hills on both sides of the crossing leading up to it. This crossing would be a good candidate for cantilevers, however I highly doubt TP&W would ever install those here. Moving on to the crossing signals, these are somewhat modern gated signals from the early 2000s that are very reminiscent of CSX installs from that time period, and they replaced a pair of crossbucks. Starting with the bases, both signals sit on double-sided Safetran bases on metal foundations. The gate mechanisms on both signals are the 2000 style Safetran gate mechanisms. Both gate mechanisms feature standard gate mounts with no gate saver attachments. Both of the gates on these signals are still the original fiberglass gates that they were installed with, and they also still have the original 4-inch RECO incandescent gate lights. They also feature the older gate striping, but with no reflective material. Moving on to the ENS tags, the dot number for this crossing is 801915T, and as of 2022, this crossing saw 2 accidents, both of which happened in the 1980s when this crossing was still crossbucks, and resulted in 2 injuries, but thankfully no fatalities. For the main lights, these signals feature 12x24-inch Safetran incandescents. This is one of only 3 known gated crossings on the TP&W with incandescent main lights, and surprisingly, all 3 of them are here in Washington. The crossbucks on both signals have a weird condensed font on them. These were seen heavily on mid-2000s CSX installs, which this crossing also takes many cues from. Both have reflective striping on both sides. Here are the wind guards for the gates on both signals. They are the narrower kind that curve gently outward. I haven't seen too many crossings with these on the TP&W, but I know NS and UP have both used these quite a bit. Finally, atop both signals are General Signals E-bells. The southern signal has a GS Type 2, while the northern signal has a GS Type 1. Originally, these both had GS Type 1s. I'm not sure when the Type 2 was installed. Here's the relay bungalow in the northwest quadrant. It does not list any information about the crossing, including the DOT number or even the emergency number. The grade here is all rubber, and it seems to be in pretty good shape. Here's a track view facing west into the town of Washington and towards East Peoria. And here's a track view facing east towards Logansport, Indiana. You can see the milepost 98 marker in the distance. One other neat little thing about this crossing is that there are creeks running through on both sides of the tracks. The one on the north side is larger and has a much stronger flow. Eventually, it flows down to the Illinois River in Peoria. This concludes this in-depth look at Dieble Road. Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to see pictures of this crossing from 2018, click the link in the description for the page for this crossing on Mike's Crossing site.